Hello and welcome back once again to the Miami Herald's High School Football Gridiron Report. We're here at Columbus High School with Coach Chris Merritt, this fantastic wellness center slash gym slash pretty much everything. I mean, talk a little bit about, we wanted to ask you what came into, how this came into being. I mean, obviously this is something you don't see every day, to have this kind of facility for your team, and it's got to be such a good benefit for you guys.
Well, this is a direct result of our alumni. Our alumni raised the money. They wanted to have Columbus stand out, and they did that. The goal was to make this the nicest facility in the state, and I think they accomplished it.
How long is it? Just take us through the history of, how long we've had this now. I know it's been pretty recent, but just the benefit that it's had on your team so far, just to see the results on the field.
Well, number one, it shows the commitment to our kids, the school feels strongly about their development in the weight room, and we've been in it for about a year now, and the kids have they've grown to adapt to it. I mean, we've got a great strength coach and full-time gentleman that comes in here every day with them, and 5 days in the spring and 5 days in the summer, and we're using it all we can.
Coach, so far so good, 2-0. You're in between big weeks for your team. Obviously last week, Belen's always huge. The game becomes an event, even more than a football game, but this week, obviously, very important, being a district game against Coral Gables. Can you talk about just a little bit about your team and this matchup coming up?
Well, Coral Gables is a very good football team. They earned it last year. We led both games in the fourth quarter and lost the games. They're very well coached. They're one of the more improved teams in South Dade in the last few years, and we got our work cut out for us.
Take us through this team this year, and just a little bit. Last year, obviously, was a frustrating year because you guys were very close. Felt like you could have been there, just like South Dade did to win a state title. A couple close losses, including two against Coral Gables in the regular season, in the playoffs. What's changed this year? What do you see out of your team through the first few weeks of the season that makes you believe that it's going to be a different story this year?
Well, we didn't realize how bad we were last year until we started looking at film this year, and then we realized that we I think we squeezed everything we could out of those kids last year. This year, I think these kids have come in, they're more determined. I think we're better in a lot of areas. We have an experience, and I'm looking forward. This is a good group of kids.
And this matchup against Coral Gables, for you to be successful this week, what do you see as the biggest key to this game? I know you talked about your offensive line. Their defensive front's pretty strong, but take us a little bit through what needs to happen for you to come out on top this week.
Well, obviously, we have to control the line of scrimmage. We have to control the clock. But we also can't turn the football over. I think that's been one of the things that's hurt us in both in the recent games with them is turning the football over. And we've got to make sure we make them drive long fields for our defense.
Who have you been, I guess, most impressed with on your squad so far this year? I know your quarterback, Tucker Burns, improved a lot this year, but him or even some of the other guys that so far have shown some marked improvement so far?
Well, Tucker's really improved quite a bit. Austin Maloney has kind of skyrocketed for us. He's become the leader on offense, but we've got quite a few other electric type players. Ivan Smith has really stepped up, and he wasn't there for us the first half of the season last year, and this year he's there. And then Fernandez as well. And then with our offensive line, we've got some kids who are going in, they're younger, going in their junior year, so to speak. I can't call them young anymore, but they're pretty good defensively. I think Alejandro Levy is the kid that really kind of sticks out for us there.
Coach, we thank you very much, and we wish you the best of luck this week against Coral Gables.